Hey, this is another episode of our multifamily brief series, and I'm your host, Brian Briscoe. Today, I'm going to talk about some reasons why I'm bullish on real estate in general and multifamily specifically. And I don't know why people use the term bull and bear. I mean, a bull market is when the market's going up and doing extremely well, and a bear market is typically when the market goes down. So when I say I'm bullish, I'm saying I'm optimistic. I think things are going to go in the right direction for real estate investors. So I was reflecting recently on my first real estate investment. It was a single family home just north of Salt Lake City. And I bought it in August of 2007, which happened to be right about where the market peaked. So if you talk about, investment strategies, you want to buy low and sell high. I bought at the peak of the market. And one thing that's, I reflect back at is I was never really worried. Prices started to slip. And at one point I was probably, the value of the home was probably a 15 to 20% less than my mortgage price. But it never worried me because I had bought the property as a long-term investment. It was never supposed to be, buy now, sell in 2 weeks. And the other thing that I had going for me is we had tenants in there. We had renters who were paying their rent every single month. And that rent was sufficient to pay the monthly expenses, So every once in a while, I mean, essentially what we did is we took all of that rent, we put it into an account. And, once we hit our certain amount of reserves, we were able to start drawing from that account. But essentially, we were able to pay all of the expenses from the reserve account that we had built into that property. And it never cost us anything out of pocket. So why was I never worried about that property? Well, because I understood that over time, the value of real estate has always gone up. A lot of people talk about real estate as being an alternative investment to the stock market. Well, here's the truth. Real estate is the original investment. The stock market came about a couple hundred years ago as an alternative or a way for people to invest into companies, for a way to people to invest in other things. And the honest truth is the stock market is an alternative investment to real estate. And, we have thousands of years of history where land values have basically gone up year over year, or basically, people have made and preserved their wealth in land and real estate more than any other asset class or asset type. So, we have hundreds and thousands of years of history where the value of real estate just continues to go up. So I was never worried about this single family home. And as a matter of fact, the year after the market crashed, I bought another one thinking, hey, real estate's on sale. And I think looking back at it, I should have, clawed my way, begged, borrowed, and, maybe not quite gotten to the stealing point to be able to buy more properties, but I wasn't quite there yet. So why am I bullish about real estate? Are we at a peak right now? I don't know. But the fundamentals of real estate are still there. Could we have a year or maybe a 2-year period where real estate values flatten? Probably. But they're eventually going to bounce back. And when you look at all of the data from recessions, multifamily has the least amount of decrease in value throughout recessions because it's always in value. People need a place to live. People don't necessarily have to go to the office. Industrial parks may suffer, retail may suffer, other asset types may suffer, but people always have to have a place to live, which means there's always going to be a demand for good, clean real estate, good, clean multifamily properties. So the demand's going to be there, which means throughout recessions, multifamily tends to do better than the other asset classes. And it tends to recover a lot quicker on the back end of recessions as well. So it loses less value and it recovers its value far more quickly than the other asset types. So inside real estate, multifamily tends to do extremely well. And since we're talking commercial real estate, it's less volatile than the stock market. It's less volatile than single family prices, which means it's not going to fluctuate as much. So you're not going to see rapid dips in prices as you may see in the single family home market, or as you may see in the stock market or cryptocurrency for that matter. So the price tends to be more stable. Now, the other thing that I'm looking at is I talked about having a demand for housing. There is a significant supply gap in the United States. I've seen estimates in the last year of 4 to 5 million housing units short of current demand. And so when you look at that, there are far fewer housing units than people who want to be in housing units. That is part of the reason that real estate prices have skyrocketed recently, because of that supply and demand imbalance. And the raising interest rates right now have pushed a lot of your builders to the side. They can't afford to build because debt costs too much, or they're slowing down on their builds, or they're delaying things. And that's just going to make the problem worse over time, because since 2008, the builders of America have not kept pace with the demand year over year. So we've actually gotten further in the hole every single year since the 2008 crash. And inventory just isn't there for the people who want to buy. Inventory just isn't there for the people who want to rent. And so with interest rates going up and a lot of these builders and developers slowing down, it's going to make the problem even worse. So what's that going to do? It means rents are going to keep going up. Rents are going to keep going up. So if you buy a property right now and it cash flows, and you have either a fixed rate mortgage or a variable rate mortgage with a long enough rate cap, rents are going to keep going up. Your income's going to keep going up. And if you can fix your largest expense, which is your debt, then you're going to be okay through the next couple of years, where there may be a little bit of turmoil, there may be a little bit of volatility, there may be a little bit of, roller coasterness feeling inside the real estate markets, but eventually the prices are going to come back up. So I am still investing in real estate. I'm still putting my money into real estate. I'm looking to put together a deal right now where I can invest in and I can bring to other investors. And incidentally, I always maintain a route for the sophisticated, non-accredited investors to invest in the properties. But anyway, that's basically what I'm working on. I'm always working on investing in the next deal. And, if you're interested in investing with me, definitely reach out. My contact information is always in the show notes, brian@streamlinecapitalgroup.com. Go to the website. The new website is streamlinecapitalgroup.com. Fill out the form, tell me you want to invest, and we'll set up a call and we'll talk about it. Anyway, that's it for today. Once again, I'm very bullish on real estate. I think there's a lot of reasons why the real estate as an investment is going to be amazing over the next couple of years. And if not amazing, it's going to be better than just about anything else. Hey, if you like that episode, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But more importantly, if you haven't joined our multifamily educational community, the Tribe of Titans, yet, you are missing out. So get yourself 30 days free by clicking the link below in the description, or go to thetribeoftitans.info, and we'll see you there.